Hey guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. So there's Optimus in its robot and vehicle modes. No backdrop. I'm probably going to drop saying that after this, but they don't do them anymore, thank God. Optimus, robot, vehicle, him holding the sword, a scene from the movie, side of the box, top of the box, bottom of the box, yada yada. Now, just so you guys know where I stand on this, I don't really own a whole lot of Bayverse figures. I have... Which ones do I have? I have the Jetwing Optimus, the Dark of the Moon Optimus, Dark of the Moon Shockwave, one of the Bumblebees, and now this guy. So I don't really do Bayverse. But I collect all Optimus Primes, so I went ahead and got this guy. There you go. Now this is probably just an issue on my copy, but I have had two leader class versions of this design. And two of them have had issues with the hood, and they're two completely different molds. So I don't know if I'm just transforming them both wrong, but they have the exact same issue, where I can't get the top to stay down. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but just, yeah. Because the Caliber Optimus, I had the same problem. Anyway, here he is in vehicle mode, and it's the truck he used in Age of Extinction. Now, this guy is leader class, not based on his size, but on his engineering, and I'll get to that in a minute. But he can hold his shield and his sword. On his back, he comes with like a sheath for it. And he can store this small little sword on the side here, because he did use that in the movie. Very briefly, he used his old style weapon. I do wish he came with that gun he had when they were attacking the military organization. I can't remember what it's called. I hate that movie. But, you know, you can store all of his stuff on his vehicle mode. And he does roll fairly well. I will say this is the best of this truck mode I've ever seen. And I've had, of this design, I've had the original Age of Extinction Leader, the Last Knight Voyager, the Caliber Optimus, and now this one. And I'll say with a shadow of a doubt, this is my favorite one so far. I don't think really on a mainline budget you could do any better. You really need Masterpiece to make this work the way it's supposed to, but I'll get to that in a minute. But like I said, he does roll very well. I think he rolls very well, and I think he looks great in this mode. So to transform him, here we go, because there's a lot to this. So we're going to open these pieces up right here. Disconnect the top. Rotate all of that out. Rotate the legs out, or the side wheels out, to rotate this back piece down. And this piece should close up. Then we'll fold all of this in like so. And that'll collapse to fold, to make the... I'm an asshole. Fold this piece in before you fold the wheels down. And then that'll all tab in like that. Rotate that around and then fold out the feet. There you go. So we're getting like MP44 levels of leg engineering here. It's not that complicated, but you get what I'm saying. Like, for a mainline figure, it's a lot. There we go. All right. Then we'll rotate the waist around. Fold that piece down like that. Disconnect all of that. And then we'll rotate all of that to make the arms. And then we'll fold that piece in. And do the same thing over here. Fold these pieces down and then pull that back. Fold these pieces down like that. And then we'll go ahead and push these pieces in. Like so. Rotate this down. And then collapse all of that together. There you go. Now you have two options. I'm going to show you the official option. I'm going to show you the option I use. But rotate this down, rotate that back. Push this piece up as far as it can go. Rotate that. Turn that around. Fold that back like this. And then you will just close these pieces around these clamps. Yeah, there you go. There is Optimus, Age of Extinction, in his robot mode, and he looks cool. I mean, I like the design for the most part. He could use more silver paint instead of all this gunmetal gray, but I'm sure we'll get a Takara premium color edition of this at some point because he's begging for it, and I might actually double dip. Because I actually do like this figure. His articulation is... His head is on a full 360, but it's kind of blocked by his shoulder pads. Or his neck pads. Shoulders go in and out. Bend up here. Rotation at the bicep. Double elbow joint. Wrist swivel. Hands can open and close. So he's got a wrist bend. He does have a waist rotation down here, which might bother some of you. I know I have a friend who it bothers. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Legs can go forward, can go back, in and out, turn at the thigh, knee bend, ankle pivot. So, you know, standard articulation we get with modern Transformers nowadays. So it's very good. And then he can, of course, hold his accessories. So go ahead and just plug this into the back like that. If you want to kind of put it at an angle, you can. So it kind of looks like that, and that's neat. Let's go ahead and raise the camera a little bit. And then you can open the wrist up to plug his sword in. When he fought Galvatron. I will not be getting that Galvatron figure because it's disgusting. But he can, of course, hold the sword and the shield. And then you can just go ahead and store this weapon here on the side. And now before I give him a sword and shield, what you can also do, and I think they designed it this way, is this piece is just on a mushroom peg. So you can just take it off. Without damaging anything. They knew what they were doing. But, you know, for transformation, that piece needed to go somewhere. But it's very easily removable. And it does not affect the structure at all. It doesn't affect anything. If anything, he looks more clean. The only thing you can't do now is you can't store the sword on the back. Oh, well. I'm sure we'll get an upgrade kit for that or something. But he can, of course, hold his sword. And his shield can go on his arm or in his hand. And you can, this isn't in the instructions, but you can actually separate this down like that to get his blaster. And I guess if you wanted to, just use this as a gun to kind of replicate the gun he had in the movie. You can do that for that brief scene before he just replaced it with his shield cannon. But yeah, you can do that, arm him up, and I think he looks really, really nice. I almost want to say this is my favorite movie Optimus from Studio Series. I will be so bold as to say that, yeah, he is my favorite movie Optimus from Studio Series so far. Rise of the Beasts is really good. I like him a lot, but this guy, as much as I'm not a big fan of design, this figure is incredible. He looks great, he feels great, he poses great. The transformation's a whole lot of fun. It's a lot of steps, but it is extremely satisfying. And I just think he looks awesome. I highly recommend this guy, even if you don't like the design, if you don't like the movie even. This is just straight up a great Optimus figure, and you might see this in my top 10 of the year list. Don't be surprised if he's in there, but I really like him. I really like him a lot. That's all I can say. I like this guy a lot, and I really recommend you get one. So, there you go. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this review. I do hope you enjoyed it, and stick around for more. Take care.